Hello everyone. During offline classes, we have finished the first chapter from physics, and the name of the chapter is motion. In this chapter, we have discussed about the motion of an object along a straight line in terms of its position, velocity, and acceleration. And there are three important formula which relates the position, velocity, and acceleration of an object. So these three formula, they are also known as equation of motion. The second thing that we have discussed is motion can be uniform or non-uniform. And also we have drawn various graphs related to uniform motion and also for non-uniform motion. But in this chapter, although we have studied about the motion of an object in a straight line, but we did not discuss about the cause behind the motion of the body. So for example, when we calculated the speed of a moving ball, we did not consider the factor which is responsible for the motion of the ball. In this chapter, we have learned about the actual cause of motion. Sometimes the speed of an object will be faster, but sometimes the speed of an object is slower. We have done various numerical to find out the velocity, acceleration, displacement, etc. using the three equations of motion. But we haven't considered the factor which is responsible for the motion of the object. Now, whatever things that we haven't learned in motion chapter, we will be discussing in the next chapter, that is force and laws of motion. In this chapter, the first topic that we are going to discuss is force. Now let me define force as an external cause that changes or tends to change the state, shape and size of the body. So here the word tends to change is used because with the application of force, it is not always possible to change the state, shape and size of the body. For an example, you can push a small table so that the table is set in motion from rest. But if you push the wall of your house, the wall will not be set into motion. So from this example, what we conclude is that with the application of force, it is not always possible to change the state of the object. Now the second thing about the force is a vector quantity. So it has both magnitude and direction. And the formula related to force is force equals to mass into acceleration, that is F equals to m into A. And the SI unit of force is Newton. It can also be written as kg meter per second square. Now let us discuss about what are the various effects of force. The first effect of force is force can stop a moving object. So if the object is moving, then with the application of force, we can stop that object. So the change of state takes place from motion to rest. So like for example, in a moving vehicle, if the driver applies the brake, then the vehicle may stop. Now the second effect of force is force can move a stationary object. So by applying a force, we can set an object into motion. So like for example, here, initially the football is at rest. Then the player applies the force by kicking the football and the football is set in motion. So this is a change of state from rest to motion. Now let us discuss about the third effect of force, that is force can change the direction of moving object. So with the application of force, we can easily change the direction of moving object. So let us see here with an example. initially the bowler is throwing the ball towards the batsman. Again, the batsman is applying the force on the ball through the bat, and after the ball strikes the bat, the ball is moving away from the batsman. So initially the ball is moving towards the batsman, but after striking the ball with a bat, the ball is moving away from the batsman. So there is a change in direction of moving object. Now let us discuss about the fourth effect of force, that is, force can change the speed of moving object. So with the help of application of force, we can change the speed of moving object also. So like for example, if initially the object is moving faster, then we have to apply the force in the opposite direction to its motion. Then after the application of force in the opposite direction, the object can be moved slowly. And again, if the object is moving slowly, then we need to apply the force in the same direction as the object is moving. And in this case, since the both forces are in the same direction, the object will move faster. So here, the boy is pulling the wooden box. So he is applying the force on this wooden box, and this wooden box can be moved if he applies the sufficient force on it. Now, if two persons applies the force in the same direction in this wooden box, in this way, then the speed of the wooden box in the second case will be faster, because in the second case, two persons are applying the force in the same direction. So here, in the first case, the speed of this box will be slow. In the second case, with the application of one more force in the same direction to the previous force, the speed of this wooden box will be faster than the previous case. So in this way, we can change the speed of moving object with the application of force. Now let us discuss about the fifth effect of force. Force can change the shape and size of an object. So with the help of application of force, we can change the shape and size of an object. So like for example, if you squeeze the pillow with hands, then you are applying the force on the pillow. The shape as well as the size of the pillow will be changed. So second example is here. So in this case, this machine is applying the force in this direction, and with the help of application of the force, the shape and size of this lemon is changed. Just now we have discussed about the 5 effects of force. They are: force can move a stationary object, force can stop a moving object, force can change the direction of moving object, force can change the speed of moving object, and force can change the shape and size of the object. Now the next topic that we are going to learn is types of forces. There are two types of forces: balanced force and unbalanced force. So first let me define balanced force. If the resultant of all the forces acting on a body is zero, then the forces are known as balanced force. If in an object there are many forces acting on it, and if the total force acting on that object is zero, then we call it balanced force. So like for example, in tug of war, if both the team are applying the same force, then the knot of the rope will not change its position. So if this team is applying the force of 50 Newton towards themselves or towards left, and the second team is also applying the force of 15 Newton towards themselves or towards right, then these two forces are of same magnitude because they are having the magnitude 15 Newton and 15 Newton, but the direction here is opposite. So this force is directed towards left, but the force here will be directed towards right. And if you want to find out the total or the resultant force, then we add the two forces. But here, since the two forces are in opposite direction, we put minus sign. So 15 Newton minus 15 Newton is 0. So here we have got the resultant force is 0 Newton. And these forces we call it balance force. Now let me define unbalanced force. If the resultant of all the forces acting on a body is not 0, then the forces are known as unbalanced forces. So if there are many forces acting on an object, and while adding all the forces, if it is not equals to 0, then the forces that we call is unbalanced forces. So like for example, here one person is pulling the rope from the left and two persons are pulling the same rope from the right. So if we say that the force applied by the person on the left is 15 Newton towards left and the force applied by the two persons on the right is 80 Newton towards right, then we can say that the two forces are not equal and they are also in opposite direction. Obviously, the force applied by the two person on the right is greater than the force applied by the single person on the left. In this case, the knot of the wire, which is at the center, will be shifted towards right. And the team on the right side will win the game. And if we find out the total force acting on the rope, then it will be 80 Newton minus 50 Newton, which is 30 Newton. So it is not equals to 0. So we call the forces acting on this rope is unbalanced forces.